नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कथांचन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्यनामामृतं कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम श्रीमद् we discussing seventh chapter. So in the seventh chapter, this time I'll be sharing in advance what all the verses which we have to memorize. So this chapter, it is all about different processes which Krishna is explaining. Karma yoga, yoga. So these three different yoga Krishna explained. These three processes: karma yoga, dhyana yoga, and jnana yoga. But in all these things, if you see, then in karma yoga also there is a touch of bhakti. In yoga also there is a touch of bhakti, and in yoga, all the yoga finally culminates into bhakti. So onwards, Krishna will exclusively focus on bhakti yoga. That's how when in sixth chapter when Krishna was explaining about dhyana yoga, that you have to go to a sacred place in a solitary place and lay down kusa grass and then practice the yoga system yam niyam asana pranayam pratyahar dharana dhyan samadhi. These are the 8 different levels which we have to go through. Finally we have to reach to samadhi, means complete absorption in the Lord. That is called samadhi. So when Krishna was explaining this, Arjuna flatly denied, Krishna, this yoga which you are describing to me is impractical. So Arjuna gave the reason also, because my mind is uncontrolled. I cannot control my mind. My mind is obstinate. It is chanchalam. Chanchalam hi manah Krishna. Oh Krishna, मेरा मन जो चंचल है, इधर उधर भागता रहता है, ये सोच लेता है, यहाँ बैठे बैठे मन अमेरिका पहुंच गया, लंदन पहुंच गया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया पहुंच गया, सब सोच लेता है मन. सो कृष्णा को अर्जुन बोल रहे हैं, कृष्णा ये मन जो है ना चंचल है. I can control the hurricane. Arjun is saying, Arjuna was an archer, great archer. So Arjun is saying, oh Krishna, you are asking me to control the mind, but I am feeling incapable of controlling the mind. If you ask me to control the wind, I can control the strong hurricane, but to control the mind, it is very, very difficult, which we all feel, right? This is our everyone's problem. Prabhu ji, मन बहुत भटकता है. So Arjuna, ऐसा नहीं कि अर्जुन का मन भटक रहा है. Arjuna was fully focused. As in the first chapter only we have discussed, this dialogue between Krishna and Arjun is happening, where Arjun has taken a role of a conditioned soul like us, ordinary person who is materialistic, involved into so many activities, material activities. So Arjuna is taking the role of a person like us and inquiring from Krishna, so that Krishna can deliver the perfect, suitable knowledge which is for us, practical for us, which is. So therefore Arjuna is saying, Krishna, आप ये बता तो रहे हैं ध्यान योगा करो, लेकिन मन तो चंचल है, कैसे करेंगे? मन पे कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है। चंचलम ही मन कृष्ण प्रमाथि बलवत दृढ़म, ये बहुत ही फोर्स से किसी चीज पे अटेंशन नहीं करने देता और ड्रैग करता है, इधर उधर भागता रहता। प्रमाथि बलवत दृढ़म तस्याहम निग्रहम मन्ये, इसको कंट्रोल करना वायुरो एव सुदुष्करम, वायु से भी ज्यादा कठिन है मेरे लिए। सो अर्जुन, जस्ट इमेजिन अगर अर्जुन ऐसा बोल रहे हैं तो हम लोग का क्या ही एग्जिस्टेंस है, राइट? अर्जुन वाज सो फोकस्ड, सो कंसंट्रेटेड, एज आई सेड इन द लास्ट क्लास आल्सो। अर्जुन जो है, when he was asked to pierce the eye of the bird, then युधिष्ठिर महाराज asked, what are you seeing अर्जुन? सो भीम ने बोला मुझे तो केवल आम दिख रहा है। युधिष्ठिर ने बोला मुझे चिड़िया दिख रही है और आम भी दिख रहा है, पेड़ दिख रहे हैं। सबने अलग अलग बोला, लेकिन अर्जुन ने बोला मुझे तो केवल चिड़िया भी नहीं दिख रही, मुझे आंख दिख रहा है बस। He was so focused. And how he won the hand of Draupadi, you all know, right? Fish was hung in this on the ceiling, and it was moving around in a circle. And Arjun means archer has to pierce, the king has to pierce the eye of the fish, wheeling fish, by seeing in the water. And Arjuna could do that. Arjuna pierced the eye of the fish, wheeling fish, जो wheel कर रही, घूम रही थी. So Arjuna was not ordinary person, but still Arjuna is saying Krishna chanchalam hi mana Krishna, मन बहुत चंचल है। तो ये सही बात है, हम लोग भी बहुत ही स्ट्रगल करते हैं, मन को जो है कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाते। सो एक स्टडी हुआ है, मैं आप लोगों को दिखाना चाहूंगा। मन के ऊपर बहुत अच्छा स्टडी किया गया। सो आई विल शेयर यू द स्क्रीन। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। आप लोग देखिए, बहुत ही अच्छे से मजा आएगा देख के, बहुत अच्छा लगेगा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, राम राम हरे हरे। So a clinical test of the benefits of mantra chanting was performed on 3 groups of 62 subjects, males and females of average age 25. They chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 25 minutes each day under strict clinical supervision. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Results showed that regular chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra reduces stress and depression and helps reduce bad habits and addictions. These results formed a PhD thesis at Florida State University. Just see. So ये जो chanting Hare Krishna महामंत्र है, ये न केवल स्पिरिचुअल है बट बहुत साइंटिफिक भी है। सो इसको आप बोल्डली प्रीच कर सकते हैं किसी को भी, चाहे वो किसी भी रिलीजन से, कॉलेज में हो, कहीं भी हो। This is not mere a religious process, but it is scientific. Even scientists are doing research, and they have formed a thesis, PhD thesis in Florida State of University. Just imagine, Florida जो अमेरिका में, यूएस में, वहां पर इसके हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र के ऊपर रिसर्च हुआ है। और वीडियो भी मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ, वीडियो बहुत ही अच्छा, 25 लोगों के ऊपर रिसर्च किया गया था।
A clinical test of the benefits of mantra chanting was performed on 3 groups of 62 subjects, males and females of average age 25. They chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 25 minutes each day under strict clinical supervision. Results showed that regular chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra reduces stress and depression and helps reduce bad habits and addictions. These results formed a PhD thesis at Florida State University. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram.
So by this chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we can control our mind. So here, as we saw in Florida State University, चैंटिंग हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र के ऊपर रिसर्च किया गया, पीएचडी में थीसिस भी सबमिट किया गया इसके ऊपर, बाय डूइंग रिसर्च ऑन चैंटिंग हरे कृष्णा। आईआईटी इंदौर में भी रिसर्च हुआ अभी 4 से 5 महीने पहले। वहां पर भी बहुत ही अच्छा उन्होंने रिसर्च किया, and they found that chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra reduces your stress, anxiety, and increases your focus and positivity. 1 minute, let me check.
आपने अक्सर लोगों को हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का जाप करते सुना होगा, लेकिन क्या आप जानते हैं कि इस मंत्र का जाप करने से शरीर को गजब का फायदा मिलता है? ये फायदे क्या हैं? चलिए हम आपको बताते हैं। भारतीय संस्कृति के बारे में कहा जाता है कि शास्त्रों में दिए गए मंत्रों में एक अद्भुत शक्ति होती है और इसका मानव शरीर पर सकारात्मक प्रभाव पड़ता है। आईआईटी इंदौर के एक शोध में इन मंत्रों में छिपे अद्भुत शक्ति के बारे में एक अहम खुलासा हुआ है। मीडिया रिपोर्ट्स के मुताबिक इस शोध में यह कहा गया है कि हरे कृष्ण मंत्र का 108 बार जाप करने से शरीर पर गजब का प्रभाव पड़ता है, मन को शांति मिलती है और तनाव और अवसाद भी दूर हो जाता है। साथ ही कहा गया कि हरे कृष्ण मंत्र के जाप से टेंशन दूर होता है और इसका मन मस्तिष्क पर सकारात्मक प्रभाव जो पड़ता है उसकी वजह से रोग प्रतिरोधक क्षमता में वृद्धि होती है। इससे मन एकाग्र होता है, मन में कोई चिंता नहीं रहती। साथ ही यह भी कहा गया कि इस मंत्र के उच्चारण से मन प्रसन्न रहता है, जिससे व्यक्ति अपने आसपास भी खुशियों का संचार करता है। यह शोध इंदौर आईआईटी के इलेक्ट्रिकल विभाग ने किया है। मीडिया रिपोर्ट्स के मुताबिक इस शोध के लिए संस्थान ने यहीं से कुछ लोगों का चयन किया था। शोध करने के लिए उनके सिर पर एक टोपी पहनाई गई, जिसमें मस्तिष्क से निकलने वाले सिग्नल को रिकॉर्ड करने की क्षमता होती है। जिन लोगों ने शोध के दौरान इन मंत्रों का जाप किया, उनके दिमाग की जांच करने से पता चला कि वाकई सभी के दिमाग में पॉजिटिव एनर्जी पाई गई, उनका तनाव कम हुआ और वे टेंशन फ्री भी हो गए। शोध को रूस में हुई 24वीं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कॉन्फ्रेंस में भी प्रस्तुत किया जा चुका है। शोध टीम प्रमुख डॉक्टर राम बिलास पचौरी के मुताबिक दिमाग से मुख्य तौर पर 5 प्रकार के फ्रीक्वेंसी बैंड वाले सिग्नल निकलते हैं। इनमें अल्फा फ्रीक्वेंसी बैंड शांति और सुकून के उत्तरदायी होते हैं, जबकि बीटा फ्रीक्वेंसी की बैंड चिंता, तनाव और अवसाद प्रदर्शित करते हैं। हरे कृष्ण मंत्र के जाप के बाद अल्फा बैंड की पावर बढ़ी और बीटा की पावर घटी। माना जा रहा है कि आईआईटी इंदौर का यह शोध मस्तिष्क संबंधी बीमारियों के इलाज में लाभदायक हो सकता है। खासकर डिमेंशिया या अल्जाइमर जैसे रोग में इस मंत्र का जाप करने से दिमाग की ऊर्जा बढ़ाई जा सकती है। इन रोगों के प्रभाव को कम करने में इससे मदद मिल सकती है। टाइम्स नाउ नवभारत डिजिटल की रिपोर्ट।
See how in different universities, top institutes, they have been doing research on Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and result is outstanding. That just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we develop so much of positivity. We can control our mind. We can alter our habits. We can change our habits. If you are trapped by very bad habits and you really want to get out of that habit, so regular chanting in the morning hours chanting will do tremendous effect on your brain. and you will see that very soon you will be able to conquer the bad habits and you can come out of that. Not only that, it is all about controlling the mind, so it will control your mind also, change your habits, but also by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, we receive the blessings of Supreme Lord Krishna. Because this mantra is not just mechanical mantra like we do any other process. If I ask you that I have a bottle which is having water filled with dirt, so I have a bottle filled with dirty water and you have to clean that water in the bottle without removing the water. So bottle should be always filled, but still you have to purify that bottle. The water should be pure. How you will do that? Without removing the water. So if this question is raised from you, what will you answer? Anybody would like to help me? You want
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Those who know, those who have heard already from me, so I would like to request them not to answer, but let us understand from new students who does not know, who have not heard from me. नए स्टूडेंट्स में आप थोड़ा सा ब्रेन स्टॉर्मिंग करिए, चर्न करिए. You have to purify the bottle, dirty water in the bottle without removing the water, without throwing the water. हाँ,
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्णा.
प्रभु जी, अगर हमें पानी को साफ करना है तो पानी को बिना गिराए उसके ऊपर से पानी डालेंगे तो पानी साफ हो जाएगा.
गंदा पानी डालेंगे तो
गंदा पानी नहीं, साफ पानी डालेंगे तो साफ हो जाएगा.
वेरी गुड आंसर. सो किसने बोला ये?
प्रभु जी, सुमन.
सुमन वर्मा. आप कहाँ से हैं सुमन?
पारसनाथ से.
पारसनाथ. अच्छा. सो आपको किसने बताया ये?
प्रभु जी, मैंने एक वीडियो देखा था.
Correct. So this is rightly said by Suman that if you want to purify the water bottle which is filled with dirt without throwing the water, so what you have to do, you take that water bottle and put under the tap and open the tap. Water will go inside the bottle and dirty water will come out, and you'll see in 2-3 minutes the water in the bottle will be crystal clear, right? Now there is another way to purify the bottle, water in the bottle. What is that way? You just put the bottle on the table and don't agitate the bottle. Disturb the bottle. Water should be still. Then you will see very soon all the dirt will settle down and water will be pure. Water will be crystal clear. But this process of purifying the water is not the right way. It is not permanent. The moment you take the bottle and you agitate, you just take the bottle and do it upside down, all the water again will become dirty. Just shake the bottle, it will become dirty. Right? So this is not the effective way of purifying the water. The most effective way of purifying the water is you pour the pure water in the bottle, all the dirt will go away. So all other processes, mechanical process like doing meditation, following some kriya, meditating on the Kindle light, going to some camp for 10 days, keeping aside your phones, everything aside, and you are just alone sitting and meditating on something. There are so many camps organized by so many spiritual organizations. They ask you to not carry phones and nothing of sort which will disturb you, and just you are aloof, alone. So you feel very peaceful, nice after attending that camp, but that is not a right way to control the mind or make the person peaceful, because a person is not going to lead his life without phone or without material duties. वहां पर आपने जो कैंप कराया, जो स्पिरिचुअल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कैंप कराती हैं, वो जो कैंप है उसमें उनको सब कुछ छोड़ने के लिए बोल दिया पहले ही कि आप सब कुछ छोड़ के आइए, ड्यूटीज, अपने फोन, अपने सारे रिलेटिव्स को, एंड देन दे मेड यू टू प्रैक्टिस द पीस. बट आपको पीस फील हुआ, यस ऑफ कोर्स, फॉर 3-4 days यू वर देयर एंड यू फेल्ट ट्रेमेंडस पीस एंड हैप्पीनेस, लेकिन वो आने के बाद आप अपनी दुनिया में जब आओगे फिर से स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. सो ये राइट परमानेंट प्रोसेस नहीं है, जिसको बोलते हैं मैकेनिकल प्रोसेस. बट ऑन द अदर हैंड, इफ यू learn the art by which you are doing all your duties, you are having phones, you have relatives, everything, amidst all these things you learn the art of controlling the mind and learning the art of being peaceful. In the midst of all these things you learn how to be peaceful. That process, if you can get, that process must be most powerful, and that is nothing but chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Like in IIT Indore, they did research. In Florida University, they did research. In many other institutes, they have done research about Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is now not, it is not just a religious practice, but it is now has become a scientific practice also. Even scientists are discovering the power inside the chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we should all chant this Hare Krishna mantra. This is most powerful. In the midst of all your duties, surroundings, everything, it will make you peaceful. It will make your mind very peaceful. It will change your habit. You can break your habits very easily, and you can enjoy your life surrounded by all your material duties, responsibility. You can continue your life very happily, very peacefully. So that is the power of chanting Hare Krishna. So what I was discussing, when Arjuna rejected Dhyan Yoga by saying that, oh Krishna, mind is disturbed, so I cannot control the mind. But here in Kali Yuga, Krishna has given a process. By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can control the mind. So this chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is given by Krishna himself in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared and he asked us to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare daily. If we can chant in the morning, the result will be tremendous. The glorious result you will get, and very soon you can get the very outstanding result. But if you don't follow the right process, then you may not get the desired result. The right process is, you should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and hear exactly the same sound which you are chanting. So chanting must be very attentive. Not that you are here and there you are seeing, you are watching video, you are watching cricket, at the same time you are chanting also. No, that kind of chanting is not asked us to follow. We are asked to follow attentive chanting. That means when you are chanting, you must be very careful, attentive. You should be conscious that you are hearing each and every word. Like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Mind will go, mind will drag your attention, but you have to again drag your mind. Okay? So this is the tug of war between you and mind. By this process, you can understand that you are not the mind, you are different from the mind. So there will be tug of war between you and mind. So you have to bring back your mind and engage mind in the words which you are producing, which you are pronouncing. So you hear those words Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. So that like this, if you every day start with chanting 4 rounds, फ्लोरिडा यूनिवर्सिटी में 25 डेज के लिए उन्होंने ये एक्टिविटी किया फॉर 25 मिनट्स एवरी डे एंड द रिजल्ट वाज वेरी पॉजिटिव. सो अगर आप लोग भी जो बिगिनर्स हैं दे कैन स्टार्ट विद 4 राउंड्स. आधे घंटे में 4 माला हो जाता है. 4 into 108 equals to 4 rounds. And one more mantra is there that is called Panch Tattva mantra that you can remember. You can get in the internet on Google. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Somebody can share in the chat box that mantra. So those who don't remember, you can remember this is very simple Panch Tattva mantra. It is said before chanting we chant this. Before chanting Hare Krishna we chant this Panch Tattva mantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. And then we start chanting Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. So if you can do this, then most powerful, it will help you in all the situation. You are alone, you are surrounded with friends, you are surrounded with so many problems, whatever may be the situation, the chanting will be always there with you. Just like when Draupadi was being disrobed in the assembly, VCS assembly, where all the crooked men were sitting, all the irreligious people were sitting, they wanted to disrobe the Draupadi. So what did Draupadi do? Draupadi just called, she chanted the name of Krishna, and Krishna immediately came. So this chanting Hare Krishna is not just mechanical but spiritual also. You are calling out the name of Krishna, and when you chant Krishna's name, Krishna is there on your tongue. He is there on your tongue and he is receiving your service. So you get the blessings of the Lord also. So एक तो आपका माइंड कंट्रोल हो रहा, आपके हैबिट्स कंट्रोल होंगे, आपका जो पॉजिटिव, आपको पॉजिटिव एनर्जी मिलेगा. Beyond that, what you get the blessings of Krishna. You get the blessings of the Lord. You may be in a very deep problem. You chant Hare Krishna, Krishna will solve the problem, like Draupadi's case. Okay, so please take this chanting Hare Krishna very seriously. Never ever take the chanting Hare Krishna for granted. Don't be complacent कि ठीक है कर लेंगे. You prioritize all your activities, you schedule all your activity in that priority list. Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra should be on top. If you can do this, you will get the benefit physically, mentally, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. To all the levels, you will get the benefit. Spiritually, you will get the benefit. Krishna will bless you. Mentally, you will get benefit. Your mind will be pleased. Your mind will be controlled and you will feel a lot of pleasure. Intellectually, you will be, get a lot of intellectual strength. Your intelligence will work very systematically. Physically, you can have very positive effect on your body because your habits will be controlled. Your bad habits will be cut off. It will be removed. So you will start becoming very, energetic. You will feel energy. You will not feel, drained of your energy is draining out, or lethargic or exhausted. No, you will be energetic. So all the levels, physical level, mental level, intellectual level, emotional level, emotionally also you will be boosted, and spiritually also you will get the blessings. So chanting Hare Krishna, one mantra, but it will nourish you to all the different levels. So please take this chanting Hare Krishna very nicely. And then only we can understand this 7th chapter onwards, the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Till 6th chapter you can understand, because all the chapters are describing about different processes. But now from 6th, 7th chapter onwards, those who are chanting Hare Krishna regularly, they only can grasp completely, because now 7th chapter onwards it is Bhakti Yoga. Now Bhakti Yoga will begin and Krishna will directly instruct the highest understanding, highest knowledge from 7th chapter onwards. Without chanting you can get theoretical knowledge, but in realization you will not get anything if you don't chant. If you are not chanting Hare Krishna attentively, sincerely, at least. So here also, more you will chant, more you will get the understanding. Less you chant, less you will get the understanding. So ये ऐसे है. Now from 7th chapter onwards it is completely absolute truth. So chapter का नाम ही है, 7th chapter का नाम है absolute truth, knowledge of the absolute truth. तो absolute truth क्या है? What is absolute truth? So यही हमें समझ में नहीं आएगा पहली बात. So जब हम अच्छे से जप करें, जितना जो ज्यादा जप करेगा उतना इसमें से निचोड़ लेगा वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग. जो कम जप करेगा वो कम रिसीव कर पाएगा. It is like that. So more you chant, more you'll get the understanding. So now let us start with 7th chapter. I will share the screen. 7th chapter is very important. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So 7th chapter में बहुत सारे वर्सेस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं. So आप लोगों को 7th chapter के जो वर्स हैं अभी से याद करना शुरू कर देना चाहिए. Like 7.3, 7.7, these are very important verses. 7.3 में कृष्णा बता रहे हैं कौन भगवान के पास आ सकता है. 7.7 में कृष्णा बता रहे हैं there is no truth superior to me. So ये दो श्लोक कल आप लोग याद करके आना, 7.3 and 7.7. Then कल मैं और next verses बताऊंगा जो कि याद करना है आपको. So 7th chapter, the name is knowledge of the absolute truth, ज्ञान विज्ञान योग संस्कृत में बोलते हैं. Dedicated to our spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. तो जैसे मैंने 6th chapter में बताया था, waking up early in the morning is called morning victory. So हमें सुबह जल्दी उठने का प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए. अगर हम लोग जो सुबह जल्दी उठेंगे तो ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में उठेंगे. ब्रह्म मुहूर्त कब स्टार्ट होता है? 90 minutes before sunrise. और सुबह में हम थोड़ा उठ के एक्टिविटीज कुछ एक्सरसाइज वगैरह कर सकते हैं. एंड टेक बाथ, गेट रेडी एंड चैंट हरे कृष्ण मंत्रा एटलीस्ट, दिस इज फॉर द बिगिनर्स, फॉर एटलीस्ट 4 rounds and read Bhagavad Gita for half an hour, and then you start your duties with good consciousness and blessings of the Lord. So because you have chanted Hare Krishna, you have read Bhagavad Gita, so the understanding will be there throughout the day. Or you can do this also, you can open up the Bhagavad Gita and you can open your notes also, which you make every day in our class. So the same thing you read, which you are attending in the class, which you attended in the previous night. So same thing you open in Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavad Gita and revise the notes also. Like that you can go through, you will learn so much. So that understanding, what you read in the morning, you contemplate and try to implement in your that day in your life. वो जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग आपने रिवाइज किया, डेवलप किया, पूरे दिन उसको आप अपने अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज में उसको यूज कर सकते हैं. बिकॉज अगेन आई विल से दिस भगवद गीता इज मोर ऑफ प्रैक्टिकल. इट इज नॉट जस्ट थ्योरेटिकल. ये थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज नहीं, इट इज प्रैक्टिकल. सो यू हैव टू इम्प्लीमेंट, you have to start learning how to implement in your life. So this you can practice. Getting up early in the morning is very important. If we don't get early in the morning, then actually we start our day with defeat. So morning victory. In the morning only if you are defeated, then whole day you will be defeated. So morning हमें victory, हमारा morning अगर victory हो गया, so whole day you will be victorious. Okay, so this practice, small practice, but will change your life if you just get up early in the morning. So हम लोग वीडियो देखेंगे, बहुत अच्छा वीडियो है. by His Grace Chanchalapati Prabhu. So all of you please watch this video very attentively.
भावो ना भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टवन् त्वनयोस्तत्त्व तत्वदर्शिभिः are tattvadarshi, who are seers of the truth, absolute truth, not relative truth. They have concluded. What have they concluded?
आवाज आ रहा है क्या सब लोगों को? Voice is coming of the video.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Concluded. Nasato vidyate bhavo. Na asataha vidyate bhavaha. Asataha, something that does not exist. Sat means that which exists. Something that does not exist. Na bhavaha. Nasato vidyate bhava. Bhava, here it means changing and endurance. It does not. Na bhavaha asataha. Something that does not exist, asataha, na bhavaha. It does not endure. Na bhavo vidyate sataha. But sataha na abhavaha. Abhavaha does not change. It does not die. Abhava means death. It is deathless. It will not die. Na abhavaha sataha. Sataha na abhavaha. Asataha na bhavaha. It looks like a jugglery of words. It simply means Krishna is saying, for something to exist, it has to endure. If it does not endure in time, it does not exist. The beauty, the relative beauty of this world, it does not endure with time. Hence, that truth, that beauty is not true. It is not Sat. It does not exist. Something that does not change, that is Sat. That exists. That is why devotees are supposed to be after absolute truth, and hence devotees are known as Satam. Those who are after Sat. So, we as devotees, we are supposed to be after Sat, that which endures, and not Asat, which just crumbles with time. So, that should be the thinking of devotees, that we are after the absolute truth, not relative truths. So, in our life, we will come across a lot of relative truths. Some fame will be there, some power will be there, some authority will be there, some wealth can be there. But all of these does not endure. And hence, a devotee knows that this is Asat. I was reading one article about our country's independence in 1947. And this historian who was writing this is describing the circumstances. It was so complex. Britishers had decided to go away. They had decided to hand over. And then the Indian leaders were gathering together, and they wanted to get different princes of the states. They were taking what was known as a letter of ascension. Kashmir had given the letter of ascension to become part of the Republic of India. And the partition discussion was going on. All the Muslim League, there was a party group of people, and they wanted a separate state, country of their own. So Bangladesh was also, at that time it was known as East Pakistan. So that the two different parts, they were once one country. One this side of India, this another side of India. They were saying one country. And then in Hyderabad, there was a Nizam who was ruling
princely state, as a princely state. And he did not give the letter of ascension. He wanted it to become part of Pakistan. And Gandhiji and they were thinking, we have to use force. We have to use the Indian army to force Nizam to give the letter of ascension. And he was not willing. And Gandhiji said, don't use force. And Gandhiji was about to launch his fast unto death. 16 times he had done fasting unto death. This was the 17th time he was going to do. And people were worried. My God, if he does fasting unto death, people will not press for it. And Nizam, Hyderabad will become part of Pakistan. What's going to happen? People were worried. Even British didn't want that to happen. But they couldn't control things. India and things were such a mess. So, when you read all that mess that goes on, and big leaders or Nehru, Sardar Patel, Gandhiji, and this, they're all part of discussing this, that, Jinnah, there are discussions going on. But these are all relative truths of this world. In 1922, when Abhay Charan Dey met Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he told him, you are talking about Bhagavad Gita message to be spread all over the world. India requires freedom now. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, these are all unimportant things. Empires come and go. The message of Bhagavad Gita is about the unchanging soul.
So anybody would like to share some points? Very important insight we got. प्रथमेश पांडे, क्या समझ में आया?
प्रभु, ये समझ में आया कि एब्सोल्यूट ब्यूटी वही है जो समय के साथ बदले ना, और वही हमारा ट्रुथ है। और जो प्रभु ने कहा वीडियो में कि एम्पायर्स आते जाते रहेंगे, सरकारें और देश भी बनते रहेंगे, गीता का जो मैसेज है वो परम है, वही परमानेंट है।
वेरी गुड। रतेंद्र, आर.के. ठाकुर, अंकुर,
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद। तो प्रभु ने बताया कि एग्जिस्टेंट और नॉन एग्जिस्टेंट के बीच में डिफरेंट क्या है, मतलब जो एग्जिस्टेंट है वो हमें वो कैसे हम कंक्लूड कर सकते हैं कि क्या एग्जिस्टेंट है और क्या नॉन एग्जिस्टेंट है। तो बाय सीइंग द नेचर वी कैन नो दैट, क्या कहता है, अगर वो एग्जिस्टेंट है तो देयर इज नो अगर वो नो इंड्योरेंस है तो नॉन एग्जिस्टेंट है। और अगर वो इंड्योरेंस है, मतलब जैसे कि अगर उसको चेंज किया जा सकता है तो वो मतलब नॉन एग्जिस्टेंट है। अगर वो चेंज नहीं किया जा सकता है तो वो इटर्नल है।
Okay, so very important video. Here Prabhu shared that in this world everything comes and goes in the flux of time. Nothing is permanent. This body will come and go, relations will come and go, name, fame, everything will come and go, society will come and go, World Cup will come and go, whole world will come and go. So everything is relative truth. But Bhagavad Gita teachings is for the unchanging soul which is eternal. So soul does not change, and we are that soul. So we should be concerned about that unchanging soul and our relationship with Krishna, the relationship of the soul with Krishna. Because we are soul and we have relationship with Krishna, so we should be concerned about that relationship, which is also eternal, which does not change. So Krishna is eternal, the soul is eternal, and the relation between Krishna and the soul is eternal. So this is called Sat. Otherwise, everything is Asat. In this world, everything is Asat. Everything will come and go. So therefore, an intelligent person, he does not laments for which goes, and he does not delight when something comes. Something comes in your life, an intelligent person does not delight, because he knows that it will go. Today it has come, tomorrow it will go. So what is big deal in this? So he will not be either morose or delighted. He will be equipoised, and he will be after absolute truth. And he will enjoy the relationship with Krishna, which he has developed by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So therefore, 7th chapter starts with this. 6th chapter ended with the final conclusion where Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesam madgate nantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo matah. Of all yogis who think of me in their heart, one who thinks of me in his heart, he is best of all yogis. So that means Bhakti Yoga started from the last verse of 6th chapter. And now from 7th chapter, Krishna has started saying that Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashayah Asamsayam Samagram Mam Yatha Gyashasi Tachranu. So Krishna बोल रहे हैं, now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. So we can know Krishna in full without any doubt by understanding the 7th chapter onwards, the learning which Krishna is going to give. So transcendental knowledge is knowing about the soul. And the nature and the controller of the both, means matter and spirit, and the controller of both is called transcendental knowledge. So Krishna बोल रहे हैं कि out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. This is very important verse. ये आपको याद करना है. इसमें कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं कि one among thousands they desire for perfection, and one among such thousands who have desired for perfection, they know Krishna, they hardly know Krishna in truth. So that means knowing Krishna is not so easy. It is, this verse is saying that there are many people, they very loosely they speak about Krishna, no? Anything they speak about Krishna. But here Krishna is saying it is not so easy to understand Krishna. One among millions, he can only understand Krishna, who is Krishna. So if we are able to understand, then we are a very fortunate soul. We are rare soul. By the grace of Prabhupada, we are able to understand Krishna. Otherwise, to understand Krishna, here Krishna is saying it is not so easy. मनुष्यानाम सहस्रेषु, एक श्लोक ये क्या बोलता है, 7.3 श्लोक क्या है, मनुष्यानाम सहस्रेषु, हजारों मनुष्यों में से कोई एक भगवान कृष्ण को समझने के लिए एंडेवर करता है. बहुत सारे इंडेवर करते हैं, बहुत सारे इंडेवर जो करते हैं उसमें बहुत सारे रह जाते हैं, छोड़ देते हैं, कुछ ही इंडेवर करते हैं, आगे बढ़ते हैं, और जो आगे बढ़ते हैं उसमें से कुछ ही वो भगवान कृष्ण को समझ पाते। सो जो कृष्णा को समझ पा रहे हैं आज, they are very rare soul. Then Krishna started speaking about material energy, that there are 8 separated energy of mind: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and ether. Mind, intelligence and ego. So these are all 8 separated material energies of Krishna: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and ego. So ये 8 separated energy है कृष्णा की. So here in this verse you see, ये श्लोक क्या है? भूमि रपो अनलो वायु खम मनो बुद्धि रेवच अहंकार इति यमे भिन्ना प्रकृति रष्टदा. ये एनर्जी है, कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं एनर्जी है. आज साइंटिस्ट लोग भी बोल रहे हैं ये पूरी दुनिया में सब एनर्जी है, पार्टिकल नेचर, वेव नेचर. नाउ दे से दिस इज एनर्जी. Einstein say it is all energy, and all the mass we can transform into energy. Correct? So here Krishna is saying this is all energy of mind, inferior energy of Krishna, inferior energy. और इसके ऊपर एक और एनर्जी है, that is called superior energy. और वो क्या है? Besides this, O mighty armed Arjun, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entity who are exploiting the resources of material. So beyond all these 8 material energy, there is a superior energy that is called spirit soul. So spirit soul is also energy of Krishna, that is superior energy. So hence here we could understand that one energy, material energy, another is spiritual. Material energy is inferior, spiritual energy is superior. And spirit soul is superior energy, and all other things are inferior energy. So this is the understanding here which Krishna is giving. Now the time is over, so we'll stop. Now till 8th verse, not 8th verse, 6th verse we have discussed. Now 7th verse we'll discuss tomorrow, which says that in that verse Krishna is saying, Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. O Dhananjaya, O Arjun, there is no truth superior to me. Nothing in this world is superior than Krishna. Krishna is, in this verse, he is openly claiming his supremacy. This verse is very, very significant verse, which very clearly establishes the supremacy of Krishna, that Krishna is the supreme. So you can read that verse and come tomorrow, okay? So here we'll stop. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Those who have not yet memorized the verses of 4th, 5th and 6th chapter, please remember, tomorrow we'll take up those verses, okay? Hare Krishna.